Okay. Hi, this is Eric Martin with BoardGameGeek. I'm here with Michael Fox from Game Salute.
Hello.
Looking at Legends of the American Frontier by Richard Launius.
And it is so good. Oh God, I'm so proud of this one. I love this with all my heart.
I remember recording a video with him a little while back.
Sometime in the actual days of the American Frontier.
It was not quite that long ago.
It feels like it sometimes.
That's right. Still in the 2010s.
That's okay then.
And just talking generally about the basics of the game. How you're really trying to tell a story with everything that's going on with your character.
Very much so. I mean, if ever there was a game out there where the focus was very much on the journey of the game as opposed to the end result. I mean, obviously, at the end of the game, there will be a winner.
Right.
But the glory and the awesomeness of putting together a story, like a historical legends story throughout the American frontier, times of the American frontier, it's fantastic. And it works incredibly well. So it all kicks off with, you start off with a character. This is Sarah, who is our... We originally were going to just have 7 characters in there. I think we ended up with 11 or 12 in the end. So they're all in there. And you start off with 0 stats on all of them. Each character also has a special...
an uninformed babe.
An uninformed babe, yes. They know nothing. Although, of course, they look grown up and everything like that.
Okay.
Everybody, of course, has a special ability as well, so it adds a little bit to the replay value. But the first phase of the game itself is where you use these upbringing cards. So it kicks off with a small drafting element. You all have 4 cards. I've taken 5, of course, because I'm clever. So you choose one of the cards, and then you pass the rest of the cards to the left. Okay. Nice and simple. So why would you choose one of these cards? Well, every card will boost one of your abilities or give you a little bit of something you can work with later on in the game.
Right.
You'll also notice here on the left-hand side of all of the cards that there are a little bit of descriptive text, and this is your childhood essentially.
Yes.
This gets you up to the age of around 13, 14. You will begin the game with 4 of these cards.
Which is going to give you some stats.
It'll give you some stats, it'll give you some abilities, it'll give you perhaps some of these special metal reroll tokens, the true grit tokens. It'll also potentially give you some of these little small tokens that will allow you to buy special cards from down here. For example, this status card, which you can then give you special abilities and buffs and boosts that you can use throughout the game.
Right.
So, once everybody has established their childhood, their upbringing, you then start going on adventures. Because what is life without adventure? There are 3 different sections that you can go to. Everybody will have these same 4 cards. Make sure everybody can see them here. All right, so you will have a back east card, a far west card, a frontier card, and a rest card. And so at the start of every round, you'll choose one of these cards secretly, and you all reveal at the same time to say where you're going to go. You then have a little token that shows your face, your character's face, and you put it on that spot. So there are different types of adventures. Some of them are collaborative. They look a little bit like this. There we go. So if you see the symbol in the top, it means that you're all going to work together in order to try and hit this target. So I was going to call it piety. That's my old D&D stuff kicking in. This is providence. So collectively, you need to have 20 providence points that you can bring together in order to complete this mission. So your spiritual mission to the Plains Indians, whoever contributes the most, and you do that by taking your initial stat and then playing skill cards from your hand, whoever contributes the most generally will take the card as a reward, adding it to their tableau, adding to their story, and getting themselves bonus points as well at the end of the game. Everybody else who contributes to it as well, though, can also choose one of these rewards. So somebody might boost one of their skills by 1 point and take some tokens that they can use to buy these cards. Another player could take one of these True Grit tokens, and if there's a 4th player, they will be forced to take a hardship card, because, of course, life was not exactly easy back then. Hardship cards, some of them will add to your tableau, some of them will just be a one-off effect, but it will hurt you. It's a sad and terrible part of your story.
Tragedy builds character.
Tragedy builds, it makes you stronger. That's what Kelly Clarkson said. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So, the other version is Don't laugh at Kelly Clarkson.
I don't know if that was original with her. I'm just saying. That's all. That's all.
She's a modern
she
day
get credit for this.
You know, she's a modern day philosophy person. There are also single-player adventures where, say, for example, you choose to go to this one, which would be on the back east one, which is over on this side, and somebody else chooses to go to it. It's whoever performs this one best. So, again, this is a Providence one. Whoever would have you choose your Providence card. You then take a skill card, you flip it out, and whoever has the most, as long as you're over the target, you are successful. Say, for example, you and I were playing, I hit 16 total and you hit 18 total. You would claim the card, you get the reward, and then, of course, I failed miserably and I get to take a hardship card. There are special hardship cards depending on each one, so this would be a negative Providence card, so I might end up having like a crisis of faith, that kind of thing.
Okay.
As the game progresses, more and more adventures will go on. You'll add more and more things to your tableau. Once a certain amount of cards, depending on how many people are playing, has been hit by one person, we complete the round, and then we go into the final end game. So rewards are then handed out. And the rewards bit is one of my favourite sections because you get to do a couple of things. One of them is optional, which is one you are encouraged to tell your story. So basically elaborate on all of these events that have happened in your life, and whoever is deemed and voted to be the best of them all gets to take the first player token, and they get 5 bonus points at the end of the game. However, the most fun bit is awarding the legacies themselves, and there are a whole fistful of them. Here's only a few of them, though. Whoever, for example, has the most adventure cards in front of them is deemed the American hero. So you get bonus points, but you also get to you get this little bit of fluff as well.
Yeah.
My favourite one actually isn't here, but you can end up being called an American treasure. And the president dedicates a day in your honour on your 107th birthday. Okay. So it's all a bit weird and lovely. So yeah, it is very much a game where, yes, there is a winner. Whoever has the most points, of course, at the end of the game is deemed victorious. But like I said at the start, it's all about the journey. It's all about the tales that you tell and like the roller coaster life. Yeah, and you really do feel like you've invested in, dear Sarah here. As she would start out, she starts out with as essentially a blank slate, but by the end of it, she's lived this life. Right. And, some things are good, a lot of things are bad. But it's like, how did she get through that? How did she manage to survive these terrors? And how did her life end up, in the end result? It is a beautiful game. The art is wonderful. The production is fantastic. I'm not just saying that because it's our game. I'm saying that because it's a really, really beautiful thing. But it's also backed up by the fact that the game is super solid. It's very, very entertaining. I think since I first started playing this, I think I'm up around 25, 26 plays now. And every time it still feels fresh and fun.
There's a million cards in the box.
Yeah, there are literally a million cards in there. There's a small black hold, so you can hold a lot of them in there.
It's a box of holding.
A box of holding. Yeah, it's wonderful. Go back to it again and again and again. Experience new and exciting adventures with the legends of the American frontier.
All right. Thanks very much for the overview.
Thank you very much indeed.